Hello, welcome to February 18th, 2022. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation video. This is going to be a fast one. I don't feel good. I think I'm sick. I think I got something. I was in a public setting this week with more than 100 people in a single room, and something must have been floating around. Anyway, I am not feeling good. I'm going to go quick. I do this video every day to remember my life objectives and principles, to plan for the coming day, and to remember the day that just passed, namely to sort out and discover where I had opportunities to improve and where I handled difficulty, and then to plan for difficulties today and opportunity. First, last night and yesterday. It was a Friday on, hard day of work, even though it was a Friday on, and usually those are light days. Never the case anymore. Those are intense days, and it was an intense day yesterday. At the end of the day, and it was tough in the morning, but I powered through it. I assembled my list, and I was off to the races. And then in the evening, I went out and I met a friend and his son. I was feeling all right then. I should let him know that I'm not feeling good. I'll text him after this. Hopefully I didn't give anything to them. And then came home, and I didn't eat well yesterday. Probably a part of it. I don't think so. This is something I'm sick, I think. It's been a long time since I've been overtly sick. Haven't had COVID yet. Haven't even had a flu or a cold in years. Let's do the good life. My 7 objectives are to always be ready to die, to make good and effective use of time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize my true limits and my true opportunities, and to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. Now, my 34 principles are war. Good luck. Let's see if I can get through this. To hell with it. I won't even take tally. War, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, pirate ride, maturity, family. I keep forgetting that one. That's the one I forgot yesterday. Public speaking. What's next? Temperance. Life will not go well. The horror show. What's next? That which must be born. The Feast of Offal. Distraction. Agency and the Great Indifference. The Best Seat in the House. The Restless Man. The Path of Wildness. The Great Life Adventure. The Risk of Avoiding Risk. Sin and Damnation. Complete Oblivion. The Season of Philosophy. The Bullseye Aim. Uphill Climb. Arena and Utility. Nothing is Enough. And the Principle of Fun. Boy, I probably missed 2 or 3 in there. It felt like it. Anyway, that's that for that. As for today, my plan was, as per my usual routine, was to do this. Read the Bible. And then I would feed the dogs, let them out, or walk them if they wanted to. It's been cold. They didn't want to go out. They didn't want to walk, at least. Then I would go to the beach. It's a Saturday, and do my book reading. No way I'm going to do that. And then I would come home and do my house cleaning, and then Yumiko and I would do our shopping and have lunch together and enjoy a nice evening. I think all of that is scrapped and off the table, except after I'm done with this, I'll upload it, I'll read my Bible, I'll feed the dogs, I'll let them out at the same time that I'm feeding them, and then I'm going to, instead of doing any of the other stuff, I'm going to climb back in bed. And maybe I can go get a rapid COVID test today, see what's going on. Wow. Parting shot. I was thinking how I was talking to my friend last night who has a young son, and I was reflecting about how I remembered those days of having a young child and being so concerned for my well-being, because their well-being was dependent upon my well-being. And I was reflecting last night before any of this struck, about how that weight has largely lifted now that my child is nearly grown and able to support herself. Sure, she's got another year of university. I'll feel even more secure in that once she's out the other side and has a career of her own and her own network of family and friends and support, etc. But boy, that used to really, really worry me. You know, like what would happen to my wife and daughter if something happened to me? It used to be a big concern. And I'm not concerned about that anymore. I'm also not concerned about my wife anymore. I mean, I am, but I'm not, because she'd be all right. You know, we've got things set up in such a way that she could go back to Japan, and our you know, safety nets will look after her. And then lastly, my life's work is done. You know, my book is written and done, going alone. The other books are kind of rather incidental relative to this. This is the main event for me in terms of my personal objectives. I often need to remember that. My main event is done. Because when I go back to Japan and I try to find myself as a content creator or a public individual, and well, that sounds highfalutin, but whatever that is, I should think about that relative to that my main work is done, and I should spend the rest of my life promoting that work, which I believe has value and has been yielded that value in practically in a weekly way. I get the feedback from people who read the book and watch the videos. So that's good to know. But my responsibility with my daughter, check. My responsibility with my wife, check. My life's work, check. That makes a situation like this it's not just not feeling good, I feel like really terrible. More of a matter of just getting to bed than to fretting about the well-being of others. The only thing that would really compound that or be a problem is if it was a lingering end. I would want to cough fast like my dad, so that I don't want anybody to be caring for me for weeks and months. Happy thoughts, huh? But these are good thoughts. I enjoy these thoughts. It's like opening the hood on the car and tinkering and wondering how the engine works and all the mechanisms within, and glimpsing death and considering its machinations. I'm going to call it quits. And with that, my life is done, if not finished. Take care. Bye-bye.